Hello guys and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're gonna take a look at the guardians we're gonna have at our release, which is basically stage 1 and stage 2. First of all, we're gonna look at Urnil since he is going to be the first guardian we have to face, and then we're gonna take a look of all the other guardians. This site that I'm using here is papunica.com. It is a guide site where you can find a lot of information about Lost Ark. Not only for Guardians, also for Abyss dungeons, for trade skills, for Voyage, for everything. Beginner guides, growth resources, all of the stuff you need. But let's take a look at Urnil now. Before we continue with the video, I just wanted to mention that only 69% of the people watching my videos have subscribed to my channel. So please subscribe, since it's gonna help me out a lot. We are now here in the tab from Urnil. And over here you can see all his abilities that he's doing. Like he's doing an enrage. After he gets enraged, all his attacks become stronger. So he is basically... sorry, I need to mute that. He's basically like orange. So there you can see that he's enraged. To take the enrage away from him, you have to impair him. I not go on the details of how you can impair something efficiently and whatnot. But basically you have skills that say it's impairment on it. The higher the level, the more impairment damage you do. And you have stuff like whirlwind bombs, which is also giving you impairment. So use those items. Well, to be fair, don't use them for this boss since he's really easy. But use your skills to impair him. It is basically knocking him down and then you are gone with the enrage. All this stuff here also stands in the informations. So we're not gonna take a look of all the abilities. I'm gonna post you guys the site and then you can look over it as well. But I wanna give you some extra informations. Since basically what they are not telling you is that he nearly has no attacks that are like behind him. So there's only one attack where if you stand behind him, he can hit you, and this is the fireball bag. So basically what he's doing, he's placing a fireball and throwing it behind him. So if you see this attack and you're like standing behind him, you want to move then away from there, right? So like to the left, to the right, whatever. Also not in front of him, of course. And you can, like that, easily dodge all the attacks. So technically try to always stand behind him. If you have front attacks or head attacks, of course you have to stand sometimes in front of him as well. But by the time you're gonna learn his attack patterns, and you will see it is not that hard since he is still really slow. Maybe for the first time you encounter him he is fast for you, but the more often you do it, like it just feels like he is in slow motion. So take your time, learn his attack patterns, and then like try to make decisions on whether it is safe to attack him or not. Also, if you have supporters in your group, of course you can also take damage a bit more if you have a bard, a warlord or whatever. And yeah, but this boss is really easy, so we're not gonna talk that much more about him. And that's it for the first boss. And now we are at Lumerus. And Lumerus is the second boss you're gonna face. And he is a lot harder than the first one, mostly. Again, on him, it's also really easy to just stand behind him since he has no attack, which is going behind him. Of course, again, if you have head attacks and stuff like that, you will learn the patterns and you will see when you can stand in front of him and when you can attack him. But mostly, just like try always to stick on his tail, like exactly on his tail, and then you will easily kill him. We had that too in my group from the beta. My group mates never played this boss, so I told them like just stand behind them and we got him the first try. It was really easy. The only attack you have to take care about basically is this one here, which is making like an impulse around him. So you see there's like one player, he stood far away on the top right corner. So he was safe, but of course, if you're not arranged, you cannot stay there. So this is like the main reason why you always want to stay behind his tail, since that's the only safe spot to make damage to him. So you can all cuddle together always and just kill him. Also, when he is below 50% health, he gets 2 new attacks, which is basically phase 2, so you can read about the attacks as well. They're basically a bit upgraded. So it is a normal attack, just it does more stuff. And that's it for him. It's not really hard. At first it is going to be hard, but just like try to always stand on his tail and it is really easy. And now we come to the third boss, which is Icy Legoros. For the most people, they say he is a lot easier than the first and the second boss, and he really is. He just has one thing where he has a backstep, which is basically this one. And after this, like there's a 99% chance that he's doing immediately after that, like a frost laser. I don't know what they call the attack in here. It should be somewhere. Maybe it's special. Yeah, frost breath. That sounds like the right attack. So basically, he is making his backstab and then he immediately do his frost breath. So you don't really want to stay behind him because of that. You can dodge out of it, as this player is doing right here, which is a good example. So you need to have quick reactions. So whenever he jumps back, you like want to dodge it immediately. And that's basically it. The safest spot on him is standing on his side, because he has no attacks that go on the side, and that's technically the safest spot. Again, you will learn the patterns. And also what he has is this triple jump. So technically he follows like one player and he tries to jump 3 times at him. So 1, 2, and 3. When he landed the third time, you're gonna have like a short amount of time, like 3-4 seconds, where you can easily damage him because he's standing around, he's technically AFK. So you can use all your big abilities or whatever on him. Not your ultis or whatever, right? Or like your awakening skills, because you want to use that when he's impaired, not before. But if you have a skill that needs to load up, like burst cannon on a warlord as an example, you can easily do it there without getting attacked or whatever, and then just go back again or to his side and keep on attacking him. If you knock him down on impairment, he is standing up and he makes like a wave around him. So if you impair him, you throw all your skills on him and he stands up again, go away from him. Wait 1 second, he's doing his attack, and then you can attack him again. I don't know if that is somewhere here. Explosion recovery, I think it's this. So yeah, as you see, he was impairment on the ground. He's standing up and he makes like this ice spikes coming out. So you just want to like go back real quick as this player is doing and you dodge it. And that's all you need to take care for. And now we are at Vertus, which is basically the first end game guardian from tier 1. So you always have on every tier from guardian raids 4 bosses, and he is the last one. And the last one is always stronger. And he is really stronger. He is like really hard for new players, and this is going probably the first boss where you're gonna suffer a lot. If you do this boss with randoms, it is horrible, but yeah, it is what it is, right? Although you can learn him, so you will get better at it, so don't give up. But with just that being said, it is really harder. So it's not only you that like just suck at the game. Like he's just a tough boss and you need some time to learn him. So you will probably not kill him first try. I'm pretty sure about that. Maybe we're gonna do that because we know the bosses. But if you are new to the boss, you probably won't. Well, so first some informations. The boss will run away automatically when it reaches 70 and 40% health. So you have done the other guardians already. So you probably mentioned that guardians from time to time switch their platforms. You can use a flare to like see where they are, and this boss is always doing it on 70% and on 40%. That means when he is running away, you know what is happening. If he is at 70%, like the first time he's running away, he is in phase 2. But phase 1 and phase 2 are the same, so nothing is changing there. So it is not worth to mention phase 1 and phase 2. Well, it is worth to mention it, but not there's no difference, so it is the same. And then he will run back last time at 40% health again, and then at 30% health, he is in the third phase. So you will not see directly when he is at 30% since he's running away with 40%. So you're still gonna have a bit amount of time until he is in phase 3. So for his attacks, he's going Enrage, and if he goes Enrage, he's like red, orange, or whatever. And if he is doing that, you can try to impair him as fast as possible, so you can get rid of his Enrage. If he is Enraged, he is just doing attacks faster, so he is already horrible to dodge, and it will not become better. And yeah, that's it. This boss also really sucks for being a melee player, since he has a lot of attacks that is just like damaging around him, like he has his taily, he is using his buff hands and whatever. And whenever he is seeing someone, he is targeting this person. So if he knocks you down on the ground with any attack, he is mostly targeting on you. So try to like stay away a bit and then come back to the fight again. These are the recovery phases, so if you knock him down. And this should be the grab. Yes. So as you see, he's also enraged here. And he grabbed the player. So if that happens, what you can do is using your impairment skills to try to knock him down. If you knock him down while he grabbed the player, you can save that guy. He will still do damage to him while he is grabbing him, but this is the grab failed. So we're gonna check this out real quick as well. Oh, never mind. They're not gonna show you what he's doing while you're grabbing him. But basically, when he grabs you, he knocks you like 3, 4, 5 times on the ground. I don't really know if this is fixed on how many times, but you will get a small amount of damage. But at the end, he will throw you in the air and make a frost breath on you. If he is doing that, this will most likely one-shot you if you're at 420 gear score, which is recommended for that fight. So technically, you want to free your premate, and again, he's doing the grab if a player gets CC'd, so he's priority target. So you really need to take care, and the grab is melee range. So that's why I said before, like always when you get CC'd, try to go a bit away to like just try to dodge this grab, because this grab is horrible. Your teammates have a chance to save you. It may be not gonna work always, so keep in mind that it's just gonna one-shot you. So you really want to take care for that. It is also really hardly recommended to have a supporter for this fight, since he's doing a lot of damage and it is really hard to dodge, and a supporter just makes that a lot easier. Then there's another thing. When he is swapping the areas, he's going to dive under the ground, which is, yeah, it is whatever, right? Like, you don't really care. He's just swapping the area. He's not going to damage you. When he's entering the earth, he gonna do damage, so you don't want to like stay on him when he's like going under the earth. But then he's switching the areas at 70 and 40%. But he also has another dive that should be probably under special, under phase 3, I guess. No, I don't really know, or maybe it is this dive. Let's see real quick. Yes, he's following them, right? See? I don't know. Yes. So technically, he can swap the platform and it will look the same at the start. But here, he's just going to follow the people. So you want to run away in a straight line to not get hit. Also, don't cuddle together or like cross someone. You can run away like those two guys was doing at the start on the same line. That would work if they just cuddle together from the get-go. But don't cross someone's line, because if he was following the other player and you swap the position with him, you're just probably the guy that's getting attacked by it. So just run away a straight line and then come back to the boss. And yeah, that's it for him. And I hope you guys gonna have fun with him, since again, he is not really easy. So now we are at Chromanium. And I really like those bosses more, since they just gonna force you to use like some items and stuff like that and play your classes a bit more right. Because the first three bosses are, to be fair, kinda lame against those bosses. He is not really hard, he's not really fast, but you have to impair him and you have to destruct his shell. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into the fight and you use all your destruction skills on him, trying to break his shell, and then immediately after that, you wanna try to impair him. The reason for that is he is really tanky. As long he has his shell and he's not knocked down, you don't do full damage to him. So let's say at the start you do like 100 damage with an auto attack, and if you destruct his skill and you knocked him down, you're basically gonna do like 2k damage or so with an auto attack. So a lot more. I don't really know how much more damage you do, but it is a lot. So for that, you want to use corrosion bombs, destruction bombs, and whirlwind bombs, which are just like for more destruction damage and impairment. So as I said already on the beginning, you want to destruct and impair him as fast as possible. And if you have like any big cooldowns, you don't want to use them before that happens, since you're just gonna waste them. If you have an attack that needs like a minute or so, or like even longer, I don't know, to be used, you don't want to use it while he still has his shell and you do 0 damage to him. So you're gonna wait for that, and that's why you like want to spam all your attacks and all your items directly at the start, and then you're gonna make full damage to him. If you do that right, he is really easy and he dies really fast. If not, you're gonna have a longer fight. So if you do this boss with randoms, which is mostly common that they don't know the boss at all, or they don't have items, or whatever, it will take way longer, and of course then it is harder, because the longer the boss lives, the more chance he has to attack you. With that being said, he has like 1 or 2 attacks that are like probably a bit harder. So the side slam is not really hard, the cannon orb is not hard. Orbs in general, I don't know actually what they mean by that. Probably like the red orbs. Yeah, so they're like just red orbs that are spawning, so you don't want to stand inside of it. So he has a breath, so you don't want to stay in front of him. He has this rain attack, which is basically like AoE circles on the ground, so you want to dodge them, as he is doing right now over here. If you are good, right, you can like still attack him while trying to dodge it. If your reactions are not that good, I would just recommend you to try to dodge it first and then still attack him. But you don't have to like attack him all the time. The most important thing is destruct his shell, impair him, and then you do a lot more damage. So you're gonna have enough damage to kill him in time and fast enough. And just try to dodge stuff, because his attacks are doing good damage, but they are like slow. Nothing really hard to dodge there. Then he has a jump where he just jumps forward, a double jump where he just jumps 2 times, not really hard. And then he has this attack where he jumps up 1 time. So most people are there going back to him that doesn't know the boss side. It can happen sometimes that he is doing just 1 jump. And this is basically if he's doing the normal jump, which is the normal rule, because mostly he's doing the jump or the double jump first, and then at some point he's going to do this. It is not always true, but when you see him jumping 1 time and then he's doing the donut attack, like this thing here, where he jumps up, then he's just doing it 1 time, so you can go back and damage him again. If he was doing a double jump before and he's doing this attack, then he continues and is doing this. So if you go now back, he will jump 2 times again or so, and this is mostly killing a lot of people, because if you go back during the time he's doing that, he will do a lot of damage. This player has insanely good reactions. This is not the case for the most people. Like, he just really dodged it in the last millisecond. But it's not going to be the case for the most players that they react that fast. So it is better to just stand away from him if you know he's going to do that. instead of going directly in again. But you're gonna lose like 2 or 3 seconds where you don't do damage to him, but you do more damage if you're after that still alive, right? So keep care of that. And yeah, that's basically it. And now we are at the next boss, Nacrasena. And as we already know from the turtle, like a lot of bosses nowadays have stuff where you want to impair them or destruct them, so it gets really important to get used to it. And this boss is technically really, really easy, but only if you do one thing again. So what you want to do on this boss is you want to impair him first. So if you impair him, he is going to be knocked down. So normally you would spam your ultis, like your awaken skills and all that stuff in here. But this is not the thing for him. What you want to do is if he is knocked down, and I need to check if they have it somewhere here. I hope they do. I think they don't actually. But we also gonna do a lot of guides on my YouTube channel, like videos and stuff like that. This is just like an overall guide because I'm not playing the game at the moment. Knock and cut. I think it should be this. Basically, if you knock him down, there we go. You see over here, there's like, well, not with the skills. You see over there, there's like a circle on his tail. So what you want to do if you knocked him down, you want to use your destruction skills on his tail, because if he's losing his tail, he is losing all his hard attacks. Like all the attacks that are hard to dodge and whatnot, he's going to lose them. So just knock him down, get rid of his tail and kill him. If he is changing the platform, which can happen if you don't do enough damage, then he will have his tail again. So I just recommend doing this again, or like try to kill him if you have the feeling that you've done a lot of damage to him already. And that's it. Basically, it's really easy. Also keep in mind you can have destruction bombs and whatnot. Try to knock him down. Try to destruct his tail as fast as possible. After this, the fight is really, really easy. So, now we're gonna talk about the Flame Fox Yoho. And this boss is kinda interesting. To make him easier, you wanna take damage. Which is sounds kinda stupid at the beginning, but it is really worth it. Here another little story about my group where I played with on the beta. Also, these guys didn't know this boss, as well as the other bosses, right? Like most people was new. And technically, what they didn't know is how to do more damage. So they had like fights that was taking like 17 minutes or whatever, and of course they failed, right? Of course, I mean, if a fight takes 17 minutes and this boss has a lot of attacks that are not that easy to dodge, there's not a special mechanic rather than just learning the attacks. You will do that with time, but even if you know all the attacks, it is really hard to dodge every single attack from him, since he's doing a lot of stuff. So he's doing a lot of stuff, but not like really, really big damage. Most attacks are like he's peeling you down, basically. And well, they didn't know that you can do more damage on the boss, so they failed over and over again. After that, I told them to stand in 2 attacks and he will buff you, and you do a lot more damage for, I think it is 1 minute, don't quote me on that, I don't really know how long you have to buff, but it is insanely more damage and for a good amount of time. So you're gonna see the buff over here above your life, there's like an icon then. I also don't really remember exactly how the icon was looking, but like keep track of your buffs to see if you have it. And basically the attacks where he is doing that, I need to search them. It's not over here. It's probably under mechanic. Ref, yes. So, oh, they don't have a video for that. Well, they do not have a video for it. Well, I just gonna explain it to you. the picture is already actually enough. So if he is like purple, like this, he will do like a fire breath in front of him, which is just like he's throwing fire in front of his head. And you want to like go for like 1 millisecond into it and then go out, so you get the buff. To do this easier, it is recommended to use a shield talisman, which gives you a shield. On the other side, if you have a bard or warlord or whatever, you don't have to have shield talismans. They can just like give you a shield during that phase when he's doing it. You enter that fire and you get the buff. There is another thing where he is throwing red orbs around the world, basically like little orbs. There's like little orbs and bigger orbs. In the phase where he is throwing the little orbs, you have to touch, I think, 3 orbs. Well, someone said that they also got it in the beta from just touching 1 orb. To be fair, they told me about it when the beta was over, so I didn't really too care because I was following the old strats. Maybe they changed something for us that we just have to touch 1 ball. I'm not really sure about it, so just look at your buff and you will see it when we have it on release. I'm gonna make another video as soon we are progress to him anyway, so you can also check out that video then, so to give you more proper informations. But technically, if he is throwing the orbs around, go in, touch them, get the buff again. Here again, you can use shield talismans, you can use a bard, a warlord, or whatever to give you a shield, to touch them, to not take damage, but to still get the buff, and you will do a lot more damage to him. And then there's also something recommended which is called water bomb. And with water bomb, he's doing like fire on the ground. So sometimes he's standing like next to like one area that he was burning down, or you just like close in between a lot of fire, like you are caged. So what you can then do is use a water bomb, throw it on it to get rid of the fire, to like go out of bad spots, or like to just be able to melee attack him because he's standing on the fire, whatever. So keep that in mind. And that's basically it, right? He has a lot of attacks, so make sure to like read about all these attacks, watch these videos. I'm not gonna explain every single attack here. It's not really worth it. You can see how they dodge it. It is nothing like special. It just requires faster dodging skills, and to know what he is about to do is helping you to make your decisions where you dodge. So just watch them, and you will see. If you like always take the fire, if you're shielded while you are taking the fire gets a lot easier. And now we come to the last boss, called Tytalos. During the first time I was encountering him, which was in Russia, I played only with random groups, and this fight was horrible. I died over and over and over again. Although at some point we was doing it with premates, and someone had a clue about how to do the boss, and after 2 tries we killed him. So technically, if you know what to do, it is easy as always, right? Or if someone tells you what to do. And if not, it is really horrible hard. Since this boss has a special mechanic, and it's probably finding over here, yes. So basically what he is doing, he has like this sandstorms that are over there on the bottom. If you stand in the sandstorm for 3 or 4 seconds or something like that, you get like, you just transform yourself into stone. So you are immune against damage taken for the next 3 seconds or so. So he has like one attack that basically one-shots you. So during that time you want to be a stone. Well, there's a catch to it, that if you was a stone, you have a cooldown for 1 minute where you cannot be a stone anymore. So yeah, you will use it at the right time. And of course, like, because you have to stand certain amount of time in the sandstorms, to just react when he is doing the mechanic that one-shots you is too less of time. Like, you're probably not gonna stand directly next to the sandstorm, so you also have to travel over there, and you're just gonna die because he kills you before that. Well, I'm gonna talk first of about the normal strategy, and then about the easy strategy, or like the I didn't done it right, I still want to survive strat. The normal strategy is here that you want to like stack, like you get a stack if you are in the sandstorm, so you want to stack it to 2 and then go out of the sandstorm. So you're not a stone yet, but you are close to. And when he is like doing the attack, you want to be a stone. So you go again in the sandstorm and it makes you a lot faster into the stone. You're gonna dodge the attack and you can survive. To see when he is doing the attack is basically he is making like an earthquake, and sadly I think both stomps 3 times on the ground, which creates explosive pads on the ground. This inflict high damage. I think this is the one-shot skill. No, it's not. This is the right thing. So basically when he's doing this, you're gonna count his next attacks. So he is doing normally 3 attacks before he is doing the one-shot mechanic. So if you see that and he's on the second attack, take 1 or 2 stacks from the sandstorm, wait for the third attack, go into stone, dodge his one-shot ability. That's technically how you do it. Sounds complicated. Well, it is a bit, but at the end it just requires you to count his other attacks that he's doing, and with other attacks I mean swipe, backstab, stomp, breath, whatever you see here on the list. There's one more tricky thing into that. If he's doing 2 slower attacks, which is basically like the stomp or so, like attacks that really take long. If he's doing 2 attacks that are like really long in a row, he's normally doing his one-shot mechanic directly after that. The chance is really, really low that he's doing it, and I was never encountering it once as soon as I knew what the boss is doing. So I would say like there's a 90% chance that you not encounter this pattern. So just going with 3 attacks will work on the longer end. If you get really, really, really used to him, you can follow this rule as well with like the 2 attacks if they was long. But if you don't get that, you don't have to worry. Even if you will die once on him, it is like nearly impossible that you get this pattern for the next 5 runs again. So you can just count to 3 and do it. It is easy. Although for learning him perfectly, you want to like do the other stuff as well, but it is not really recommended. So that is the normal strategy. Although in this area, there are like ladders where you can climb, and his one-shot mechanic is just on the stage where he is standing. So if he is standing on high ground, it's not attacking the low ground area next to you. Well, there's nothing in the videos, I think, where you can see the ladder. But that doesn't really matter too much. So basically, what you can do is when he is doing his earthquake, the attack where you count his next attacks, you basically just go to the ladder on like the second attack and climb down. Then wait like 5 seconds and climb up again, because he normally has done then his one-shot mechanic already. So you just dodge it by climbing on the ladder. The only thing that is shit about it is he stands in front of the ladder waiting for you. So if you have like a supporter, he should shield you before you go up on the ladder again. So you can like dodge his first normal attacks and like try to pull him a bit away from the ladder, because otherwise you're not gonna have a lot of room where you can dodge his attacks, and this is not really good for you guys, right? So you want to like fight him on a larger area. So you're gonna lose some time where you can attack him like that, but it is a lot easier than counting his attacks, taking sandstorm stacks, making sure to not stay too long in the sandstorm and then go back to the sandstorm, gets the stone in the right moment, and whatnot. So there's the normal strategy, there's the other strategy, try out whatever works for you the best. With my group, we're probably just gonna do the normal strategy, because I know exactly what I need to count and whatnot. I have done this boss several times. And even if we have a player that doesn't really knows what to do, I just gonna call him like, go into sandstorm now, and we just gonna kill him faster. If I will play with only new players, I'm probably gonna do the ladder strategy. And yeah, but it's up to you. Do whatever you want. You know now both strategies to kill him, and hopefully you're gonna be successful. And yeah, well, after that, we technically have to wait for the next content update to hit to have more guardians, and then I will make a video like this again. I hope you liked it, and if you found something good or even something bad on this video, just put it in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about it, since it's gonna help me to make the videos better for you. And of course we're gonna do single guides for all the guardian raids as well, so this is just a longer video for all the informations. We have timestamps in the description. I should have probably said that on the beginning of the video, so you can just skip to the bosses that you want, where I'm talking about it, giving you a little bit of tips. We also have the site in the description, so you can just check these videos and stuff like that, and the informations yourself out as well. And yeah, just try to do your best. Also keep in mind, like in Lost Ark, you don't need to rush for something. Take it easy. Just enjoy the game. It's a beautiful game, and that's the most important thing. If you do not have fun, it is not good. So like, don't try to like compare yourself to people that played in Russia for years and you just started with the game. Of course, you're gonna fail sometimes on bosses. We was all going through this. I bet even people like Saint One or so, I'm pretty sure they died as well on like one of the Guardians at least one time in their life. So don't be mad if you like failed somewhere. Just stand up, try again, and it will get better by the time. And now you know a bit more about my strategies that I use, so maybe you can take advantage of that. And hopefully see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.